are outdoors today, and right behind me is my very first outdoor project on my channel. Hey there, my name is Yami. I am your Latina next door. Welcome back to Mi Casa, where I share high-end home decor and DIYs on a budget, as well as extreme before and after room transformations. If that's something you enjoy, please make sure to hit subscribe so that you too can become part of the familia. This project took us several weeks to complete. And before we get started, I'd like to thank PLOW HEARTH for partnering with us on this makeover. With their help, we were able to create a beautiful backyard oasis that we can enjoy with family and friends. Now, I'm sure some of you are still experiencing winter-like weather in your area. However, my friends at PLOW HEARTH and I want to give you the opportunity to get a jump start on your outdoor spring decorating. So we are hosting a $500 giveaway to jumpstart your spring outdoor projects. Make sure to stay tuned at the end of this video so that you know exactly how to enter.
So this is what our backyard was looking like, and this, if you recall, is where we had our pool installed. But after having it here for a couple of years, we decided that it was better located somewhere else. And as you can see, this back area was in pretty bad shape and in need of some love. And so I came up with a fun little plan to create a nice fire pit area that we all can enjoy and have friends and family over. So an even larger extension than our back patio. And I wanted it to have lots of seating and a lot of lighting. Since our backyard is so big, it definitely lacks lighting, and I just wanted to brighten the space up and make it a really fun place for us to enjoy.
All right, so as of right now, this looks pretty bad. So what we're doing here is going to be, there's a little path that's back here that was already there when we moved in. And we added just these little steps so we can kind of connect the two places whenever we were using the pool. Now that the pool is gone, you see it's nice and flat. It's a huge space. And it's looking a little rough, but what we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding posts all the way around. We're going to have the chairs and then the fire pit in the dead center of that. We're also going to be adding some stairs into the landscape to kind of connect the ones from the top all the way to the bottom. We're going to have a retaining wall, and we're going to have lots of different accents around here to kind of clean this up and make this an actual nice outdoor space, not what you see right here. So there's going to be a lot of work that's going to take place into getting it to look the way we want it to, but we have a nice blank canvas to work with, and it's going to look completely different at the end of this video.
And so first things first, we had to add gravel into the area, and my father actually came over to help out with this. So my husband, my father, and my son all pitched in to add gravel and create the nice area in the back so that we can walk on. And we quickly learned that it was very beneficial for us to have this mule that we purchased the year before, because my husband was going to end up moving quite a bit of landscaping material during this project. We had so many of these landscape stones in our yard. When we removed our huge trees from our yard that were just kind of a danger to the property, there was so much overgrowth and brush underneath the trees that they were literally hiding a ton of landscape blocks. And with everything that we found, Nelson was able to create the most amazing retaining wall and steps in the back patio. Now, in case you're wondering where I am in all of this, I am behind the camera, as well as making sure that these guys were properly hydrated and fueled for the project. Now, Nelson had never done anything like this before, and creating a project of this size by himself was quite a feat, but he did pretty good, and we managed to figure out the width and the height of everything so it would flow so nicely and create just a beautiful retention wall and set of stairs that takes us to the concrete patio above. And speaking of that concrete patio, it was pretty dingy and dirty. We hadn't really paid much attention to this backyard simply because we've been so consumed with the inside of the house. But my dad brought up his power washer as well as a wetsuit, and he began cleaning the area. And I don't know about you, but I could literally watch somebody power wash or mow the lawn all day. It is so satisfying. Well, after the power washing was done, it was time to address that very bare ground above the retaining wall. We had absolutely no grass there, and Nelson pretty much bought out our local nurseries from the grass that they did have on hand. Once the sod was down, it was time to tackle these lights on our back patio. Now, these lights work, but they were in pretty bad shape. The sun was beating down on them quite a bit, and they needed a new coat of paint. So Nelson took them down for me, and with a scraper, I began to scrape off all of the loose paint from all of the fixtures. And then I would come in once I removed all the excess paint chips with a sander to sand it all smooth, and then I would brush it off, making sure there was no dirt or loose pieces all over the items. Now I'll be spray painting these pieces, but the bases did not come off, and I'll need to paint those separately. They had really old light bulbs in them, and I just left them inside the sockets while I spray painted them. They're going to get new ones once I'm done. And the paint that I'm using is Rust-Oleum High Heat, meant for barbecues and fireplaces. I figured with the heat beating down on them, this was the best paint for this kind of project. That way there will be a nice finish on these, and they'll be more protected over time. And of course, while those dried, I applied the paint with a brush onto the bases that were still attached to the walls. Then it was off to clean the glass inserts that would go into the lanterns. They were in pretty bad shape, and all they needed was some soap and water. Once everything was dried, Nelson connected all of the lanterns back together and helped me reinstall the pieces. Now you are going to notice that we are working days and evenings, and there's going to be a lot of wardrobe changes in this video because we were working constantly day after day on these projects. And here all I was doing was attaching the tops to them, making sure that these lanterns were secure, and they look as good as new.
All right, now that the gravel is already done, the retaining wall is in, all the sod is laid, this back patio in our house has been pressure washed, everything has been cleaned, we have a clean slate to work with. We're about to open up some of these boxes that Plow and Hearth sent us so we can start setting up the spaces, and I can't wait to show you what we've got.
Now, if you're not familiar with Plow and Hearth, they are an online retailer, and they carry so many products for your home, both indoor and out. This is the second time that I've partnered with them, and I can honestly say that they have some of the best quality items for your home. And right now, they have a huge selection for all of your outdoor project needs, whether it's furniture or accents for the items that you already have, as well as unique and beautiful decor for your garden space. And I'll be using some of their amazing products in this yard makeover. One of the items that we were excited to put together was this eucalyptus bar cart, which will allow you to serve refreshments and drinks while hosting friends and family out on the patio. And of course, for the fire pit, we had to get these beautiful May River Adirondack chairs. And they're actually made of recycled materials, and they last much longer, and they even have UV protection. So these should stand the test of time. Now, Plow and Hearth also has an extensive selection of protective covers for your outdoor furniture in order to extend their life. And of course, the Latino engineer had to test them out right away.
So what you see here are these beautiful planters from Plow and Hearth. Now they're made to look like wood, but they're not. They're ceramic. They're really well made. And the great thing about that is that they're not going to weather down. They're always going to look like this. And right here we have some 4x6 posts that my husband ripped in half so we can get a little bit more square posts. And these were just left over from a previous project. What we're going to do now is we're going to actually put cement down in the bottom of them and put one of these in each center. And since we're going to have plants on the top of this, what we're going to do is we're going to actually have this little piece of tubing right here that's going to go down the drain hole. And we've got some gravel on top of it so that once we put the post in, this will come out from underneath the post. Just like that. We're going to put the cement all around, and this is going to stick up. We're going to cut it level to the cement after it dries, but this is going to allow us to have soil up here and plants, and it'll properly drain with this tube right here. And this tube is actually pretty hard to squeeze, if you can see that right there. Granted, I don't have a lot of strength, but it is nice and solid. It's not going to get crushed, and that's going to be our drain hole even with this right on top of it. And what the gravel does, it kind of holds the post on top of it so it doesn't squish it all the way down. So we went ahead and poured the concrete. This took a whole 80-pound bag. And we still have some at the top. But this is a perfect level for us because we do want to fill in the rest with topsoil and put some plants in there. And as you can see, we put this little tube right here. We will cut it like where the cement stops. But we'll wait for that to dry, and that's going to be our drain for the soil and the plants. And then Nelson put these little pieces of wood here so that it can hold it up straight while it is drying. We don't want this tipping over, or we don't want this to slant or anything like that while it dries. So it looks a little bit janky,
but that's how you Latino engineer it.
Yeah, trust the process.
And strangely enough, while we were working on these outside, we came across this little abandoned pup who was really skinny and really hungry. So we decided to take care of her while we were out there working on these pots. As the cement was curing, we decided to go out and visit our local nursery to see what kind of flowers we can get. Once the cement was cured, Nelson cut off the excess from the tubes. We added gravel and then we added soil. I made sure to add quite a bit of plant food and nutrients into the soil so that it would give our flowers the best chance of lasting through the summer, and it became an entire family affair. So, I think I made a huge mistake in deciding to use a white sweater while gardening. Of course, after those posts had finally cured, we can add these beautiful post toppers that are solar powered, also from PLOW HEARTH, to the very tops of those poles to give us some extra lighting. The next day we were back at it and we were putting together this beautiful metal arbor, also from PLOW HEARTH. They have so many beautiful arbors for your garden, and I thought it would be a beautiful way to enter from the side yard into the fire pit area. And I'm just gonna add, we got hit with the craziest weather while we were trying to do this, whether it was rain, severe cold, severe heat, tons of wind, you name it, we got it. Now, one of the things that I really appreciate from PLOW HEARTH and the items that they carry is the ease of assembly. Their items are really easy to put together, instructions are really clear, and installation is a breeze. These wooden pathways are so easy to install. All you have to do is roll them out and lay them down. PLOW HEARTH has a beautiful selection of outdoor furniture, catering to all sorts of styles and tastes. Now, as for the concrete patio above, I had a table that I've had for a few years now, and it's still in pretty solid condition. However, I cannot say the same for the cushions. They have definitely seen better days. And unfortunately, they were beyond repair at this point. So, luckily, PLOW HEARTH has a huge variety of different styles and sizes and colors and patterns of cushions for any existing furniture that you might have on hand. And all these chairs and table needed were a good cleaning with some soap and water and some elbow grease. After they were all scrubbed, I hosed them down and set them out in the sun to dry. And of course, next was the table, and it was pretty bad. So I cleaned that up as well. And while I was doing that, Nelson was down by the fire pit stringing some lights across the poles for even more lighting. Finally, it was time to set up the outdoor area. Plow and Hearth has a variety of both indoor and outdoor rugs, as well as beautiful umbrellas for your outdoor dining space. We selected these beautiful midnight blue cushions for the chairs, and what's great is that they had these nice little tie backs that worked very easily with our chairs for our dining set. They have beautiful add-ons for your patio furniture as well, like this gorgeous Lazy Susan that even has a hole for the umbrella to slip through. Plow and Hearth also has a beautiful selection of planters, and if you don't have a green thumb, they also have some of the best quality faux greenery that you can add to your pots if you're like me and you're not that great with the real ones. And here is how everything came together. This is such a fun and tearful place now. These chairs are just so stunning and they are really comfortable. They also come with a table that you can use in the center as a conversation piece, or you can always have a fire pit. These pots are stunning, and even though we experienced quite a freeze after we planted these flowers, they are still hanging on. I was so thankful that the grass took so well to the area, and now everything that's on top of it or near it really stands out. These stairs and retaining wall that Nelson created is just stunning, and it looks like it's always been there. Some of the stones already had moss growing on them, and I personally preferred that organic look, so we kept them on. Of course, the true magic really happens at dusk and beyond. But first, here is how our dining area turned out. I love how the blue just pops in front of that red brick. And I cannot tell you how excited we all were when it was finally a chance for us to use the space. We had a wonderful barbecue in celebration of the completion, and I will say probably the biggest hit that day was that Lazy Susan. The kids were all about it. It was so nice to be able to enjoy some time under the umbrella and enjoying the outside and all of the work that we had put into this space to make it look so inviting and so warm, and a place we actually want to spend time at. Of course, the fire pit area was not complete without a hammered copper fire pit. And Plow and Hearth has some amazing practical items like wood racks to keep your wood dry and Fatwood Sticks, which is Nelson's favorite way of starting a fire. Requires no chemicals, no weight. These little sticks catch on so quick, and of course he's got to do his Jenga fire pit stack, and before you know it, you have a roaring fire perfect for roasting marshmallows. Of course, we had to get an aerial shot to see what it looked like from above. And with Plow and Hearth's various outdoor lighting options, it is so easy to create such beautiful ambiance to enjoy your outdoor space.
Now, here are the details on how you can enter the $500 gift card giveaway to Plow and Hearth so that you too can start working on your outdoor space for spring.
Now, in order to enter, if you're watching on a desktop, simply go to the area underneath the video where it says show more, click that, and it will expand and show you the link to enter. If you're watching on a mobile phone, simply scroll down, and to the right of the title of the video, you're going to see a downward facing arrow. Click that and it will expand and it will take you to the link. Once you do that, it will take you to this page right here where you can enter your information. To be eligible to enter, you must be 18 years of age or older and living in the continental United States. You have until April 4th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to enter. The winner will be contacted by Plow and Hearth, and I'll share on our community tab so we can congratulate them. In the meantime, or if you happen to not be the winner, there is an exclusive discount you can use. Simply use YAMI10 for 10% off the entire site until April 15th.
Well, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below which part of this entire project was your favorite. Thank you so much to Plow and Hearth for partnering with me on yet another amazing video. Thank you all so much for joining. I will see you guys next week with another home decor and DIY video. In the meantime, I have some videos right here that you can enjoy. I'll see you back here next week. Until then, adios.